Well, my name is Eddie Sherman. I'm Navajo in Omaha, and I have the honor of serving as the president of the Oregon Native American Chamber's Board of Directors. And in that role, we have the responsibility of engaging all members of the community to advance the educational and economic opportunities for Native Americans in Oregon and Southwest Washington. We are having to overcome a lot of systemic barriers, but also the trauma of not being engaged, not being part of the communities, the 7 eras of federal Indian policy that kept us out of the economic systems. So we're having to play catch up in a lot of very significant ways. So it's great that we have an Oregon Native American Chamber here that's been around for about 25 years. And the work has really begun to take off in the last 3 years in a very significant way with the One Coalition. Really rethinking our delivery of services, really thinking about how we can provide accessible information to those entrepreneurs that are in the ground in tribal communities. And really thinking about what works for those entrepreneurs and really taking the time to ask them and bringing them into the conversation rather than bringing in a prescriptive approach that really doesn't acknowledge their needs, their experiences, but also the challenges that they have.
Greetings. My name is James Allen Parker. I'm an enrolled citizen of the Chippewa Cree out of Montana, and I'm the director for the Oregon Native American Chamber. I'd like to introduce to you the Oregon Native Enterprise Coalition, or the One Coalition. The goals of the One Coalition were to ensure equitable access to training, technical assistance, and resources to every citizen across the state of Oregon. And behind the concept are some really unique features that we're really proud of. One being, we want to ensure that the voices of the program are our community's voices. That way it is driven by the stories of our entrepreneurs as they kind of lend their expertise and their trials and challenges, as well as their successes with entrepreneurs throughout the state. It's a project that ONAC has been involved in for several years now in its development, and now we are at the point where we are ready to launch our programming, and we're very excited to share that with you.
The Oregon Native American Chamber worked with education experts to develop program curriculum produced for online delivery as part of this statewide program, in fulfillment of a Kauffman Foundation Diversity and Inclusion Grant. It is now called the One Program. The objectives of the One Program are, first, cultural alignment. Our goals were to increase culturally congruent programming available to Native entrepreneurs via inclusion of Native-specific and Native-led content. 2, effective programming, providing service delivery via the offering of services in a sequential, guided program with available peer mentor support and providers, businesses, and available mentors. 3, cultural competence, training and growing a network of culturally competent service providers to serve the Native community. And finally, to increase access to technical assistance, capital, and training, either through the One Project or referrals via statewide outreach and utilization of web-based tools and resources. How does the One Program work? Statewide participation is key. Agencies and organizations across the state are invited to participate in the training and facilitation of this program. The One Coalition is designed to include more organizations that serve under-resourced and isolated communities. 2, it's also Native-led and story-driven. Each of the modules is led by an Oregon Native entrepreneur using video. Each tells his or her story, and these stories drive the programming. They also offer personal and professional insights into the work of launching and running a company as a Native entrepreneur. 3, there are learning modules. Each is a comprehensive overview of entrepreneurship, exploring a particular idea. Each is about 3 hours long, and there are various topics from 3 to 5. 4, a train the trainer statewide will occur to ensure facilitators are well prepared. 5, these programs do not happen individually sitting alone on a computer. Entrepreneurs and potential entrepreneurs gather in local classroom spaces and work together to learn and work, providing that kind of needed peer support. Finally, this program is free and will be delivered online, ensuring access to everyone all the time. The One program is integrated into a larger, resource-rich platform called Startup Oregon. While the One program is focused on serving Oregon's Native Americans, Startup Oregon will help fill gaps in knowledge and information for all Oregon's entrepreneurs on all subjects. Notice that the orientation module fits into the first section of Startup Oregon. That's where one explores entrepreneurship. The entire One program course is found in the third section of Startup Oregon, where basic business tools are found. What else is available on Startup Oregon? Countless workshops, presentations, and courses will continue to be made available, from using basic social media tools or preparing your newsletters to getting certified organic or how to hire your first employee. Let's take a look at the program curriculum. There are 8 modules. Each module is about 3 hours long, and each has approximately 3 to 5 topics, from thinking about one's mission and your identity all the way through to raising money. So let's take a look at one particular section and see what it looks like. So we'll start with lesson 2, called My Market. This is what lesson 2 looks like on Startup Oregon. You'll see the list of the different topics and how to proceed to the next one or go back and review. Let's meet Jeff Fitzpatrick, who founded a marketing company called Digital Native Consultants. He begins lesson 2 with his story.
My background is I have Nez Perce descent. So my grandparents were out in Lapwai, Idaho, and I still have tons of family out there, which is great. I'm very fortunate. And my best memories are from out there on their land on Webb Creek. As I went to school, for me, it was a big deal to go to school. I was the first in my family to be able to go, so I'm very grateful for that. And so, long story short, I've made a circle now. I'm here in Portland, and I've noticed that there weren't a lot of Native American businesses that I could see really out there at all. And so for me, it was kind of a gut check and self-exploration, saying, you know what do I want to do? Can I take my existing skill set? Can I break away from corporate yet maybe help people out? I'm 45 years old. What's my legacy going to be? And so I thought, well, maybe if I help people that I care about, maybe that's what I can do.
Following a video intro, a slide deck with voiceover will walk learners through new knowledge and activities related to what was just said. Each of the slide decks include examples, images, charts, activities, and all kinds of lessons, as well as homework for each of the 8 modules. There are also handouts and facilitator materials that move learning forward. So how to get involved? Become a partner. We're looking for partner organizations and experts to help shape the program, build the statewide network, and reach and help Native entrepreneurs across the state. 2, you could host the program. A classroom space, projector and screen, and internet access is all that's needed. 3, become a facilitator. We're looking for facilitators from SBDC advisors, consultants, all kinds of folks to facilitate the program, and training will be offered. Finally, help by being a sponsor. The program has been funded initially by a grant from the Kauffman Foundation, but ongoing support will be key, especially in these early phases. For more information, contact James Parker at jparker@onacc.org.
There's a lot of courage that goes into starting your own business because there are so many significant challenges. But I think our hope and anticipation with this work is that we will continue to strengthen are tribal economies in the 9 federally recognized tribal communities in Oregon, and they are geographically dispersed throughout the state. So having it online has been a real benefit. And the one thing we know about building strong tribal economies in rural communities is that when those economies do really well, the surrounding communities do really well, whether they are native or not. And so consistently you find over and over again, tribes have taken the lead in building out their own enterprises. But with the support of a sustainable small business community, we think that economic impact can extend even further.